Hello everyone, my name is Ali Raza. I'm a PhD student of University of Ottawa. Today I gonna present how to specify execution time contractual operations such as subcontracting, assignment, and substitution by Symboleo specification language that is developed recently in our laboratory. Contract is a binding document between two or more parties. This enforceable agreement contains a set of obligations and powers. Obligation is a commitment of a party against a counterparty. For example, in a sales of goods contract, a seller must deliver an order before a confirmed deadline. Power, however, is a type of right. For example, the buyer has a power to terminate a sales contract if the seller violates delivery obligation. Lawyers are always interested to automatically verify a legal contract to ensure a contract considers both parties' intention and is valid and free of bug. Verification is critical because a bad contract might be void at the beginning or during the performance of a contract. Business owners, as another stakeholders, are also interested to monitor the execution of a contract and make sure that the counterparty is acting in line with the agreement. Complexity of legal contracts are a barrier for reaching these fishes. Powers and execution time operations such as subcontracting, reassignment, and substitution dynamically manipulate a contract and so complicate verification of contracts. Symboleo offers a language which logically specifies legal contracts and streamlines contract monitoring, compliance checking, and verification. We implemented this language in our laboratory and we extended it in this paper. Briefly, in this paper, we have specified execution time operations like subcontracting in Symboleo. We developed a compliance checking tool that includes reasoning with subcontracts, substitution, and assignment, and also we evaluated our proposal using a realistic sales of good and freight contract. The basis of Symboleo is a legal ontology which shows essential concepts and relationships. This ontology is a roadmap for syntax and semantics of Symboleo. In this paper, we have extended the original Symboleo ontology with such relationships defined between party and legal position. Liability, right, and performance of any obligation and power are always given to multiple parties. At the beginning of a contract, debtor of an obligation is liable and performer of the obligation, while the creditor holds its right. For powers, however, the creditor is performer. For example, suppose the buyer has a power to terminate a contract. The buyer is right holder and she can perform the power. These three positions may dynamically be unassigned from or assigned to parties by execution time operations. The most notable types of operations are subcontracting, substitution, and assignment. By assignment, a party can assign the rights that she has to a third party. By substitution, a party leaves an ongoing contract and have a third party replace her in the contract. Subcontracting shares performance of a set of obligations with one or more other parties through subcontracts. The actions underlying these operations are categorized as sharing or transferring right, responsibility, or performance of parties. For example, assignment transfers right to the new party. Substitution transfers all right, liability, and performance to a third party, and subcontracting shares performance with a third party. We have defined 6 primitive contract execution time operations. These operations are initiated by an event with a corresponding name such as shared R. These two axioms Specify the right assignment. In the first axiom, assign R is an event which indicates all parties assigned right of obligation or power X to a new party. So the first assignment says if a party holds right of the norm X and assigns the right to a new party, then event transfer R is triggered. The second assignment completes the assignment operation. It says if event transfer R is raised while norm X is active, then the new party is right holder and the assigner is no longer the right holder. Similarly, the other operations are described by the purpose primitive operations. We have developed an analysis tool that takes as input a set of scenarios aligned with the expected final states of contracts for each scenario and actually runs each scenario to validate that the contract ends in the expected final state. Each scenario is a sequence of events. The tool gets Symboleo-ER axioms, contract specification, and sequence of events and input, and reason about states of norms and contracts. We designed 6 scenarios and corresponding test cases combining states of good and freight contract. Here, the delivery obligation is subcontracted to a carrier through a freight contract. All test involves mid-sales between a seller in Argentina and a buyer in Ottawa, with freight subcontracting to a carrier. These test cases cover many possible states of obligations, powers, and contracts, especially bonded cases. The last column shows expected states of freight and sales of good contract after execution of the test case. V, FU, and etc. are abbreviation for violation, fulfillment, and other states of norms and contracts. The tool executed the test cases and resulted life cycles of norms and contract in this chart. The vertical axis shows the states of contracts and their clauses. The horizontal axis characterizes events over time. Since the results indicate that the execution of this test complies with the expected result, it partially validates Symboleo-ER axioms and or new subcontracting and substitution operations. Thank you for your attention.